One of the most fascinating archaeology projects in the world is still unfolding in France, and it keeps drawing curious visitors from everywhere. Imagine this, a real medieval castle being built in the 21st century, but as if it were the year 1228. That's Guédelon, a project built around one simple question. How did people actually build a castle in the Middle Ages? To find the real answer, a team of historians, archaeologists, craftspeople, and enthusiasts decide to do something bold: build a castle from scratch, using the same methods people used centuries ago. The idea took off when a castle restorer named Michel Guillot hired two specialists to evaluate whether it was worth restoring a nearby old castle. In their final report, they conclude that the ruins had been built on top of the older foundations of another castle. And they even sketched what the original structure might have looked like if it had been completed. Then, in a footnote, they wrote a line that changed everything. Rebuild the Château de Saint-Fargeau would be an incredible project. That sentence stuck in Michel Guillot's mind. Instead of restoring Saint-Fargeau, he made a bigger decision: start building an authentic medieval castle, completely from the ground up. To do that, they chose and purchased a site where they could easily access the essentials: stone, clay, trees, and water. The project began in 1997, starting with clearing the land and hiring the first workers. From the very beginning, the goal was to go beyond books and theories. The people behind Guédelon wanted to experience the same challenges medieval builders faced in real life. So, everything had to be done in the old way. No modern machines, no power tools. Over time, Guédelon became a living test lab, where learning happens through doing, making mistakes, trying again, and improving. At first, the project split opinions. Some people thought it was incredible. Others thought it was completely insane. But the very next year, the site opened to the public, and it was an instant hit. In the first year alone, around 50,000 people came to see this unusual construction with their own eyes. But the experience felt like a real time travel moment. To keep the site supplied with the right materials, they also had to build dozens of support workshops, depending on whatever stage came next. First came the stone cutting yard. The following year, the carpentry shop. Then the forge, the mortar workshop, and so on. Right next to the castle, in the quarry, blocks of stone are extracted by hand, using tools forged in the castle-owned blacksmith shop. Every stone is carefully shaped to fit into the walls. And instead of modern cement, they used a lime mortar made from lime, sand, and water, produced right there on site. The lime itself comes from firing limestone in a rust kiln. Once it's ready, it's mixed with sand and water to create the binding material that holds the stones together and covers parts of the walls. The wood used in construction is also worked completely by hand. Trees are cut directly from the forest. Then carpenters turn them into beams. The wooden structures are assembled using traditional joinery, wooden pegs and fitted connections, or with handmade nails forged on site. The main roofs are covered with tiles made from local clay. The process involves hand molding, sun drying, and firing in kilns. The result is a set of tiles that aren't perfectly identical. Each one is slightly different, but it only makes the castle look even more authentic and rustic. In other areas, especially in the support buildings, many roofs are made from wooden shingles, which gives the entire site an unmistakably medieval feel. Inside, there's a large courtyard where people and animals move through the space, and a great hall that would have been the heart of the castle. 800 years ago, places like this were where meals were shared and major moments happened, built around a large table and a central fireplace. The high, thick walls protect the entire complex, while the towers offer a commanding view of the surroundings. Narrow openings in the walls allow archers to defend the castle without fully exposing themselves. The project brings back many trades that nearly disappeared over time. Stonemasons, blacksmiths, carpenters, potters, and other craftspeople work every day to keep ancient knowledge alive. Iron, for example, is shaped in traditional furnaces to create tools, hinges, and structural parts used throughout the castle. A basket weaver makes all kinds of baskets and straw utensils. The potter produces a wide range of ceramic containers and vessels. There are also weaving and tapestry area focused on working with wool. Each craft has its own dedicated space, and everyone knows exactly where to find what they need. Another detail that grabs everyone's attention is the tread wheel cranes used on the construction site. These cranes are made entirely of wood and run on human power. A worker walks inside a giant wheel, and as it turns, it lifts heavy loads, stone blocks, massive beams, and more. It's a simple but extremely effective system, and it was one of the main lifting tools used in the Middle Ages. Even the workers' meals follow historical references. Foods prepared in a simple way, using rustic utensils and recipes inspired by medieval cooking, based on the ingredients that would have been available at the time. There's also a water wheel powered mill where flour is made the old-fashioned way. From there, it goes straight to the kitchen, where bread is baked in clay ovens. Animals are part of the experience too, and they play a real role in daily work. Horses and donkeys are used mainly to transport materials, pulling carts loaded with stone, wood, and clay. And beyond that, geese and other animals help create a rural atmosphere that makes the site feel even more authentic. And of course, to complete the experience, the workers wear period-style clothing that matches the medieval setting. Since day one, year after year, Guédelon has slowly taken shape. The foundations, the rising walls, the treadwheel cranes, the towers, the Great Hall. Little by little, it started to truly look like a castle. And what's interesting is that there isn't a strict completion deadline. the project moves at a human pace. Every stage demands patience and respect for the process. Some parts take months to finish, and that's not a problem. It's part of what makes the project real. And even though it's still under construction, Guédelon is open to visitors. People can watch the craftspeople up close, see the tools in action, and understand what daily life was like around a major medieval building site. Around 300,000 people visit the castle every year, and in recent years the site has adopted a more developed tourism structure. Ticket sales, food, and souvenirs help fund the project, which for a long time also received public funding. On top of that, many students and volunteers join the project to learn medieval trades firsthand and help keep these traditions alive. Over the years, Guédelon stopped being just an archaeology experiment and became one of the most impressive construction projects in the world. It's not only rebuilding a castle, it's bringing back an entire way of thinking, working, and living. Right now, out of the 6 towers planned for the final design, 2 are finished, so there is still a lot of work ahead. New techniques and improvements are constantly being developed, and that's a key part of what Guédelon is all about. Just like in the past, the construction moves slowly, respecting the time it takes to do everything carefully and accurately. When it's finally complete, Guédelon won't just look like a medieval castle. It will be one. Built in the way castles were truly made. It's a place where the past takes shape right in front of your eyes, where every detail tells a story of effort, knowledge, and dedication. And it reminds us that history isn't only something you study, it's something you can feel and experience through the work, one detail at a time. Thanks for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with that person you know who loves our unique world. See you next time!